Hello, viewers. Welcome to yet another episode of The Feminism, where we celebrate the achievement of women who have risen to the peak of their careers. And today we have a very vibrant woman who is an all-rounder. She was a banker when she started her early career, and she has now entered into entrepreneurship, and she's into so many businesses. We have today Hajia Amina Ibrahim. Hajia, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You started as a banker, and then today you are an all-rounder. You are into politics. Take us through your journey, where you were born, how you decided to be a banker, and now you deviated.
Okay. I started when I graduated from the university. I did my NYSC in Habib Nigeria Bank Limited, Katana. After that, they employed me and was posted to Lagos Apapa branch in Habib Bank. And worked there for a couple of years before I resigned to look after my growing family. So after about 10 years, I dived into business because staying at home can be boring sometimes.
Okay.
So I started business, and I started with Amira yogurts. I started producing, registered my company Gambara Nigeria Limited, and then we registered Amira yogurt and start production around in 2005. We started the production in 2004, and then I registered officially with NAFDAC 2005. And from there, we added another product line, Aquarius water. We added tamarind juice, sobo juice, ginger drink, mango juice, orange juice, mixed berry drinks, pineapple drink.
Wow.
We also added yaji, Amira yaji, and Amira chin chin. And while doing the yogurt and the chin chin, I also opened a clothing line under Plum Clothing and Design Limited. It was my early passion, But when I started the yogurt, when I was home, that was what I was doing, some kind of trading with laces, and I was doing kids wear. And then when I started the yogurt, it was taking a lot of my time. And, I was doing the clothing at home. Customer will be coming home. Meanwhile, I need to go to the factory to do yogurt. So my attention were divided. So I had to make a choice between focusing on one, and I decided to focus on the yogurt. It was giving me better return and had less stress and credits. We sell on credit, even the fabric, the clothing was selling. So I just forgot it for some time, left it there, and started the yogurt full time. And I think dedicatedly for many years, I think at least 10, 15 years, I have focused solely on that. And then in 2010, I also registered another company, Gambara Property and Investment Limited. When I was trying to build a production facility, they gave me a land to do a production facility for my yogurts, and they gave me commercial land.
Okay.
and it was under the accelerated development. And they gave us, you have to mobilize the site within 6 months, start construction, and finish within 1 year. And so I had to really mobilize fund to make sure that I start it. And we went to third floor, and the resources that I had just completely got finished. The yogurt money was being pumped into real estate, built for building that place. And I now had to kind of temporarily suspend production because all the resources has gone into the building, and salaries were not paid, were at a crossroads. So one evening like that, while we were complaining, one of my engineers came to say, Haja, sell this place. You get a lot of money. I said, are you sure? He said, well, you get a lot of money. Can we bring buyer for you so that you solve this problem? And I gave him an offer. The thing came in hundreds of millions of naira when we sold the place.
And you saw the juice.
so I just, okay, in that case now, this thing is, yes, now it is giving me much higher returns than what I'm currently doing. So I now divided the money into two, put some in the yogurt and then some back into the real estate. That was how real estate came about. So it's actually not planned, it's accidental. And we can continue to build residential homes and sales, and then we just keep replicating, That was how real estate also came about, and we are doing all of that.
This is a very interesting one. Adia just have this Okoro mindset, as they will say, an Igbo mindset from this one and this one and that one. And it is so inspiring. And you could just imagine somebody without a background in something, and you just wake up and
yeah, real estate is you can work with team. Once you know how to work with team. I was not the one doing the real estate. What I was doing was the financial. I'm the one bringing the finance. And I wanted the designs that I want, what I want, the architect, the engineers. We have a whole lot of team. So the teams are doing the execution while I am giving the finance. And they are the ones even bringing the customers to buy the houses.
So you have now also joined politics. How do you juggle in between this very busy schedule?
Okay, the beauty of that is where the beauty of system comes in. If you create system and structure in your business, you physically don't have to be there. The system works whether you are there or not. I could travel a year and leave my business behind, and everything will be running because we have like what they call it, standard operating procedures for everything is there, and every of the steps are manned by different people. So even if a hire staff leave, you can just bring another hire and train them on that particular line, and it goes on. So that is why I could do so many things without being affected, because there are people doing it for me.
Yes. That is the beauty of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You plan your time, you have excess of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'm more interested in this yogurt because I'm a yogurt person.
Okay.
Tell me all about it. How do you do it? What products are involved? What do you mix with it?
Okay, it's purely milk, sugar, water, and then you could put some additives if there is need for. Maybe flavor if you want to have flavor, but ours is just milk, sugar, water.
Since you produce in large quantity, how long does it stay?
Okay, yogurt is a perishable good and it has to be refrigerated. So once produced, it can be on ground without refrigeration at room temperature for a day or two. Maximum 5 days. It's going to start getting sour, so it has to be in the fridge. And if once refrigerated, it can last for 2 months inside the fridge before expiring. And if it's in deep freezer, if not, because there is a requirement from NAFDAC that You have to put expiring date. Once it is in the deep freezer, it can last for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Viewers, we are having this beautiful conversation with Hajia Amina Ibrahim. You heard from her explanation how she was able to dive into so many businesses and she's still functioning. This is the typical example of a woman with her own finances is, and it should serve as an encouragement, as a motivation to the young ones out there. Multiple sources of income, just like the government of the day is suggesting, and Hajia here is a very good example. So Hajia, tell us, what is your call to the women, Nigerian women, especially the northern women, that most times find it very difficult to run a business, some due to their spouses and so on? What is your call to them?
It's good to do something. You understand? And it's not haram Islamically to be industrious. Even at the time of Annabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his wives were doing trades, but at home. You understand? So what am I saying? Like, it depends on the individual. Honestly, if staying at home and taking care of your family is what works for you, and you are happy doing that, you are successful. You don't have to be doing business to succeed in life. Success is determined by doing what you want to do, and you are doing it. That's it. So, but to those that want to do business, all I can say is start from where you are. Start now, and tomorrow may be too late. And start with what you have. You don't have to wait to have huge capital to start. If you have a nice idea that can change lives, that you can give value, just start from where you are.
Yes. What was it like as a banker? I believe most men do not want their women to work as a banker. Work in particular, not to talk of as a banker. What was the support like for you?
After completing my NYSC program, I got the job offer before my marriage. So before the wedding, I have shown my husband my employment letter and I've told him I'm going to work. And he's happy supporting it. He said, oh yeah, you're going to work. I am happy for you to work. He's supportive. Yeah, he knew he has agreed for me to work right before we got married. So it was not an issue. And even when I started business too, he when I was working, you know, after like 3-4 years, he now came with, you should stop working. Come and sit down and look after the family. I now said, no, me, I cannot stop. I had to report him to my dad, and my dad called us, asked him, do you want her? It's okay, now you want her to stop working. Yes, she's going to stop, but when she gets bored now, are you going to allow her to do business? He now said, yes, I will allow her to do business. I'm even going to support her financially to do business. So based on that, I resigned the office. Yeah, the banking job. So once I resigned and I did a couple of years and I got tired, naturally I want to start business. And he's very supportive because he knows he's the one that said he's going to do it. So he was supportive, but when he was getting out of proportion, some conflict will come in naturally now. But we find a way to overcome it. But naturally, sometimes you have to stay awake very late. You have to stay at work very late for you to achieve it. So those times can bring issues, and of course, naturally, even if you are not working, conflict will come.
Exactly.
So that should not be a reason why I should forget.
It's how you are able to
manage it.
That is all. But the bottom line is that he has given you that support.
Yes.
Would you say that his support contributes to your success today?
Yes.
So, let's dive into the inner circle. Inner circle is strictly you. I know we have been discussing you. But tell us, how do you relax away from all this busy schedules? You are here, you are there. How do you relax?
I relax at home. I go out with kids and family. We go watch movies. And then even at home, I can come outside to have some fresh air, can invite my friends home to have, I can also go out with friends. Sometimes I organize, we have a circle of friends that we go out together, relax, talk to each other, and I also do it at home with my family. Sometimes we also travel. We go to other countries, especially during holiday, to relax and explore the world.
To ask you that if you are asked to travel to any country, which one will it be? But as it is, you have already explored most of the country. So I will now ask you, which one is your most favorite that you like to be there and you don't?
Dubai. I love Dubai.
Okay.
Yes,
Any
I love
specific
Dubai.
reason or just to shop? Because I know they say there is nothing that is not in Dubai.
Everything is just there in Dubai, If you go to England, there are certain things that are missing. You understand? If you go to America, there are things that are missing. If you go to Saudi, there are things that may not be there. Dubai composed of everything. Everything that I want is there. Everything I want to buy, and even when it is time for prayer, there's smokes everywhere.
I watched a businessman on TikTok narrating that even some business people, they prefer to go to Dubai than go to China, where what they are selling is being manufactured. Because when they manufacture it in China,
They bring it to Dubai.
Dubai.
Yes.
So they get better quality and quantity in Dubai. So what is your advice to women that want to venture into business? To the men that don't allow their wives?
I don't like interfering in men and women affairs. These things are personal, you understand? So if the woman is fine the way she is, there's no problem.
Well,
If
some
she's
women
happy.
are not fine. They want to
If
do
she's
it.
happy, if you want to do it, then you have to be diplomatic, and you have to know your rights, and you have to know how to talk to. See, the reason why I'm doing my business comfortably is because before I got married, before the marriage, I have already put in the marriage contract. I have already told my husband, I'm going to work. My parents have told him that our daughter is going to work. I have done the school. You understand? So naturally he has accepted. And the time he wanted me to stop the work, they've already also asked him, are you going to allow her to do business? He said yes, so you cannot go back. You understand? And even if he goes back, and I went ahead to do, I am not crossing the line because there was an earlier agreement.
Yes.
But when you want to get married, if you did not bring all these things into play,
Ignore them,
and ignore them because you want to get married, then later you want to now bring it becomes difficult. So it is very important to understand yourself right before the marriage. Things that you can do, you want to do, let him understand that you want to do these things, and let him accept. If he did not accept, it's not by force now. Do you understand? But to come and say the men should do that is not my department. My own department is that anybody that wants to do their things, let them do it. What works for them. This is what works for me. You understand?
It has been a very inspiring conversation. Hajia here has spoken a lot of secrets, or let me say, has given a lot of tips to women that wants to venture into business. And again, if you are intelligent enough, from Hajia's discussion, you will know that when you want to get married, don't be too desperate about it because you want to get married. There are things that you have to lay them on the table for discussion so that you guys can agree, because most of the issues that we have now, especially on social media, hide my ID, he refused to allow me to work, is that most of these things were never discussed in the first place. You just saw a husband, you just want to jump into it, you did not even pay attention to know what kind of a husband is he, whether he's going to allow you. And then your parents who have suffered to send you to school, then someone will now say, okay, she's not going to work. You yourself as a woman should identify what exactly you want, what you want to do, what you want to be. And from there, you have such discussions and it shall be perfect. So Hajia, tell us your parting word, because Hajia here is an encyclopedia of entrepreneurship. So tell us your parting words.
Parting words is that those that are doing business, they should be persistent. They should be persistent. When they start business and it becomes challenging, they should not give up no matter what. Every time you fall, you should just up and continue. Yes, it is not over until you decide to give up. So continue with it. And then importance of study, importance of education. It's not just the classroom education. I study every single day in my field. So if you want to go to the top of your industry in whatever calling, whether you are in work in corporate ladder or you are in business or whatever you are doing, if you want to go to the top of your industry, you have to at least give 5 to 10 minutes a day to learn something about your business, to improve on what you're doing so that you go higher. That's the secret of success. You have to study. There are a lot of online resources. You can go to Google, you can go to a lot of books. You can use books, and also you could attend seminars, but study is very important because nobody starts knowing everything. You learn as you do, and if you don't study as you are doing, you will degenerate. You understand? You will not know how to do it better. You wouldn't know how to do marketing. You will not know how to speak. You will not know how to communicate. You will not know how to negotiate with your customers. All these things, sales and everything, are learned things. So you have to study. Study is very important. Knowing what you're wanting, and then setting goals. Setting goals is also very, very, very key. The difference between people that have succeeded and those that did not succeed is goal setting. Goal setting is it's just like you traveling, wanting to travel, and then you don't know where you're going. So even things as simple as traveling, you have to plan, you have to know where you're going, what means of transportation you are going to use, when you are going and when you're coming, about your life itself. We now leave it on autopilot without planning it. So we need to plan our lives. What you want to achieve this year, this month, in the 6 months, in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, you should have it, and you should have it written down.
Thank you, Hajia, for this wonderful discussion. And we really appreciate your inputs. We hope that your doors will always be open for us whenever we call on you.
Yes, my doors are open, just like you were with me last week, and this week you are with me again.
Okay.
Always available for you once if our schedules are free. Always entertaining.
Thank you very much. Viewers, you've heard from Hajia Amina Ibrahim, how she was able to double so many businesses, how she started her career and where she is now. It took years of sacrifices, it took years of hard work, it took years of learning, it took years of so many things that encompasses into this success. And so on the Femizon today, we are saying you should learn something and pick something from Hajia here. Set goals, show up every day. Some of you are so fragile that a small failure or a small crisis in business, you will abandon it and start another one today. No, it takes perseverance. Some of us have been falling down and rising up again, but yet we're still going because we know what we want. And if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. And also ensure that you invest in yourself in whatever that you are doing. Thank you very much. I am Rashida Yahaya, and until we come your way again next time with yet another interesting episode and an interesting lady, I am saying keep subscribing to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Thank you and bye-bye.